Welcome to Backyard Cigars. Today we have Carrillo's Encore Celestial. Celestial translating to, of course, celestial. And this has been billed as quite a heavenly cigar. So we're going to find out more about some of the things involved with the history of the cigar line and a little bit about the maker, which is talked about so often, right? Ernesto Perez Carrillo is, well, he's on another level. And in this cigar, this is one of the cigars from the Encore line. And so this is being the Encore Celestial. It is about 6 1/8 by 50, slightly box pressed. And it has rated quite highly, as many of you might know. It has a Nicaraguan wrapper from Jalapa. It's got a Nicaraguan binder, and it's got fillers from Nicaragua, I believe Esteli, Condega, and Jalapa. And that is in the blend. And we know how great of a blender Ernesto Perez Carrillo is. We even know about how much Lisette, his daughter, is involved in the company and how important she is to the growth of the company and the development of the blends. So today we're going to find out more about this cigar and what it tastes like, what it offers us. I'll be right back. Well, folks, what I've been getting so far has been a bit of raw leather with hints of citrus. And it's pleasant, smooth, close to full bodied in flavor, close to full strength, but I'm going to say medium full at this very moment. And then just to talk about a little bit about Ernesto Perez Carrillo and his line, the Encore. The Encore line was released in 2018, I believe, and actually debuted, I believe, in 2019. Or was it debuted? I think he debuted it, I think either in 2016 or 17 at some show, and then he decided that the wrappers needed more aging. So he aged them for about 2 more years. I believe the line officially debuted 2018, 2019, and available in different Vitola sizes. So Ernesto Perez Carrillo, I mean, he came up in Miami, right? And he was working with his dad, and he didn't have the aspirations that obviously he has now, and kind of the ideas that are flourishing within his company, his family. They weren't there at the time. His dad, and I believe it's El Credito company, cigar company. I'm don't remember exactly. I believe that they operated for quite some time, and sometime in 1980, I believe his father passed, and Ernesto Perez Carrillo took over, and he had to make decisions. And in the 90s, just right at that cigar boom time, almost right there, when things were picking up in Dominican Republic, and people were exploring in Nicaragua or had been in Nicaragua, and they were in and out because of the war and stuff. And Ernesto Perez Carrillo decides to make La Gloria Cubana. La Gloria Cubana was a cigar that was an instant hit. It was a lot of clamor for that cigar, and so that propelled him. And eventually, as things go, General Cigar took an interest in the line and purchased it. And but he worked with them for a better part of a decade. Um, the birth of EP Carrillo Cigars was, I believe, 2009. So it's been some time. It has allowed him to grow, but he has really grown in a freakish way over the last decade or so. I mean, 2016, he comes out with La Historia line, and boom, through the roof, right? Cigar of the Year awards galore. The attention to detail in his cigars, which remind you of the attention to detail that Padron Cigars has, right? But he takes it a little further, I think, with the bands. And you can see this band on the side. You have two women displayed in the artwork here. And I'm going to fail here, but perhaps you can see the woman. One of the women is Lisette, his daughter. And the other one, I'm just going to assume, I don't know for a fact, is his wife, Lisette's mom. So that idea in the band really came from releasing the Encore line as homage to the family and the work and the dedication and the years of success, as well as the difficult years. So it's been a slightly conservative draw for me. I've had this cigar for 4 months in the humidor at about 66, 67. And it's a nice sunny 65-degree day with 0 winds. I've only had to give it one touch up. It's been delivering very good flavors. Nice, leathery pepper with citrus hints. Really nice. Has a really nice aroma and very good construction as well. And I just think that this is shaping up to be a very fine cigar. Heading into the second third, the flavors begin to develop and really burst. You get more of the pepper. The citrus kind of stays in the finish for me, and you get these little, I don't know if they're sweetness, but it's like a sweet note, and it's very pleasing as it goes along with everything. It's almost like an orchestra of flavors. They're just together. They're making beautiful music, and I'm really fond of the cigar at this point in time. And one of the things that Ernesto Perez Carrillo talked about in regards to the Nicaraguan tobacco was, obviously the Encore line was the first line of tobaccos from EP Carrillo that used Nicaraguan tobacco. And, he said, I got some tobacco from Plasencia back in 2015 from Jalapa wrapper, and I tried, he mentions he tried blending it with other things and he wasn't successful. So finally he decided to just make a Nicaraguan puro. And he said that was just the best idea. And, cigar makers, they will sell each other tobacco and they'll help each other out in pinches. A lot of them don't talk about it because it doesn't really need to be talked about. It's between two gentlemen or gentlewomen. It's between two families or two companies, but it's something that happens quite often. And then you get these incredible cigars, and it's like I talked about this about a year or two ago, how if you were going to cancel out one particular cigar maker, you'd be canceling out other lines in other cigar makers' company portfolio, and that's just the way it is. I think it extends to cigar smokers as well. How we are generous with our tobacco. Obviously, not all of us sell our cigars, but we give each other cigars and so forth. And I think that that is a very good thing for the cigar industry. And look at what we have here. You have an incredible line that Nestor Plasencia played a part in it. Obviously, he doesn't get credit for the success of the cigar. He can't. He had nothing to do with that in the creation of the cigar, the blend, and so forth. But he plays a part in being the man that was able to provide the raw tobacco for Ernesto Perez Carrillo to do such wonders with this cigar and this cigar line. more of the same, just smooth, refined Nicaraguan tobacco, and a pleasure to smoke. I'll be back to sum it all up. This has been one fine cigar. I mean, I'm loving the pepper that's just tingling on the finish. I'm I'm loving that refined tobacco flavor. It's just really smooth, very full bodied, very full strength, but very smooth. And I just think that it's a pleasure to smoke this. This is top notch stuff. Something that I recommend, that I think anyone can try this because of how refined it is, how the flavors just come together so well. And I've gotten a few hints of cedar as well. It's a really nice cigar. I want to thank you all for watching this review. Until next time, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, on Backyard Cigars.